Hey there, Aries Sun, Aries Moon, Aries Rising. It's Maggie from Moon Directed. At this channel, we work with the energy of the moon to see how we can best utilize it to move our life forward in the most positive way possible. So before I turn on the camera, I was trying to get into your energy, and I heard creativity. I was like, okay, what kind of creativity? And then I saw a blank canvas. Like, you could paint anything, you can create anything you want. So I don't know that it's really locked down into what type of creativity. And so then I was sitting and I got like this tension headache, and I still kind of feel this real tightness in the throat chakra area. And then I recognized, I guess that's the way to put it, that you need to speak your mind. There's something you want to say, but you aren't sure how, and you need to release the tension. So a productive way to do that would be to do something that is creative, that you like, that's creative outlet. So then I did see people running. So if getting out and getting motion, getting action helps, great. But I feel like a creative project that you can focus on and put your passion into, because whatever it is you want to talk about, it may not be something you can talk about this week. And so you need an outlet, basically. You need to really let some of that energy out. So that's what we got. All right, so let's get started. I want to thank you for your likes, your shares, your comments. You help me grow my channel, and I appreciate it. And I would really appreciate you giving me a thumbs up. If you could do that right now while we're thinking about it, that would be great. It really means a lot to me to know that you recognize that I put time and energy into these videos, and all I'm looking for is just a little thumbs up or a comment and let me know how it resonates. Ooh, there we go. I was wondering when Spirit was going to catch up with us. Huh. Okay, so I want a little more information. It is the Lovers card, which is about making choices that affect other people in your life that you care about. It's not about you. It's not just about you. It's never just about you when it's the Lovers card. And so you have to take into consideration other people. It could be making a choice in a love decision between this person or that person, because that's what we see going on in the background. Not everybody likes the choice. But in the foreground, we see that someone has made a decision to stay together through thick and thin, as represented by the dog, loyalty between this more mature couple. It looked like they've been around. So to get some clarity on what arena of your life we were talking about, we have a book. But it looks like, okay, wow, all right, so I want to point out that you have the intuition card of the High Priestess. This intuition card of the High Priestess is so interesting to me because she is viewing her emotions. See the emotions there in the puddle? Through the moonlight, which means that she is listening to her inner knowing and reflecting on things from the depths inside in kind of a secretive way. We've got the cat in the front that's leaping forward, like getting ready to dive in, getting ready to pounce on something. We have the fox in the background who's thinking things through. So she's sort of in the middle of the analytical and the action, let's just jump in and do it, kind of Aries kind of energy that you oftentimes have. But what's really interesting is that in the middle you see the black cat. And the black cat was very respected and revered in Egyptian times as carrying ancient wisdom. And so I just read that. I keep learning things. I love learning things. So I feel like that is kind of like deep inner wisdom coming to you as you sit and you reflect between the cunning and the action. And maybe that's why you have a little bit of a tension headache right now, because you're trying to get your third eye open and use your intuition. And so I'm going to encourage you to spend a little time trying to do that this week. Wow, that was really long. Okay, because you have choices. And it looks like emotional choices because it's the Seven of Cups. But this is also very creative, right? This is like choosing where you're going to use your creativity. And so I like that too. And so that's kind of cool. And I do think it has to do with this whole Ten of Pentacles thing, which is home and family and feeling abundant in all areas of your life, financially, emotionally, spiritually. I mean, there's like mentally, it just covers everything. When I picked my stones for this week, I deliberately went through and tried to pick stones that were reflective of the crystals that were pulled for the month. And I can't remember, Aries, exactly which one was yours, but I do know I have it out here. And I was just trying to help and aid with the thought process of everybody this month, because we've had like a long period of thinking our way through things, going back through things that retrograde really dug deep on everybody. And now, right now, we have this little window of 6 to 8 weeks where there's a lot of action going to take place, and then we go back into a retrograde period of all the planets in retrograde except for Venus and Mars. And so I just kind of think that if there's something you're thinking about, now's a good time to think about it, and also maybe take a little action. It looks like it's not going to be super easy. There's hurdles to overcome, but look, he's the winner. You're the winner. You're the winner. And I think that you're getting help from your loved ones that have passed on, because that is above his head. That is a barn swallow, and barn swallows are oftentimes bringers of messages from people who have passed on. And so, and you know, I'm looking at this. I'm looking at this this dad here in this picture. And so if you have a father or a because he looks almost like a grandfather there, but if you have a father or a grandfather who has passed on, I think they are definitely aiding you in this decision making and this choice making. That's what that looks like to me. And so we're just gonna go with that. There's a reason I feel that way, and I felt the need to say that. All right, so Sunday. All day long on Sunday, the moon is in Aquarius. And Aquarius is the water bearer. She's the water bearer, which means she carries her emotions and she keeps her head clear. Like she thinks her way through emotional issues. And the reason I went with this week was because on Sunday evening it moves into Pisces. And Pisces is like the mermaid. She gets down deep into the emotions. And so I have a feeling that Sunday is a day kind of like where you're transitioning from thinking about things into what do you feel about them. And I think that's part of what intuition is. It's part using your head a little to think about it, but then relaxing into the process of allowing your inner wisdom and knowledge, the deep emotional thing, to have a say. And so this looks like an emotional decision because of the Seven of Cups. And in life, when it's a matter of the heart, I think it's always really important that you invite the heart in to make the decision in the end. It's okay to think about it, eliminate choices in a very logical manner. But I think when you get down to, okay, there's 7 cups there, but when you get it down to like 1 or 2 or 3, well, it can't be 1, 2 or 3 choices, then it's a really good time to just turn that situation over to your emotions. Kind of like the fox in the background is done the work already. Like, okay, so we've limited it down and now we have 2 options, or we have 3 options. Which one's the best one? And that's when you allow the wisdom to come in, the inner knowing, and to help you make the final decision. So that's what that looks like to me. All right, so so Sunday evening, the moon is in your 12th house of hopes, goals, dreams, and wishes, because it's in Pisces, and that is the Pisces card right here. That's the Pisces card, and so I think this is a really good opportunity for you to start this process. And I think this process is going to take you a few days, maybe the entire week, as you work your way to the new moon. So don't rush the process. Be aware of it. And, you know, I feel like there's some resistance. I think sometimes when we're trying to make a decision, And we think, well, I should be logical about this. You kind of push against the listening to your inner self. But here on Tuesday, it's really being recommended that you surrender to your inner knowing, to your higher knowledge, that you allow this to happen so that you can, release and move forward into the next phase. And so let's get a little guidance. And when I was choosing my cards today, the Moonology cards really wanted to come out, even though I use them for the new moons and the full moons. I have a feeling that this process of getting, after this the moon's been very busy this year. And I feel like we're like at a phase where we're changing, and you got a book. Holy cow. Hold on. I need to think. Wow. Okay. Whew. And I'm going to take them in this order because it looks like it's a story. Okay. The end of a tough cycle. The end of a tough cycle. Approaches. So you're not quite there. You're almost there. You're getting there. I think the part is now we've narrowed it down. What do we do with that? And you're being asked to look at the bigger picture. Look at the bigger picture. The cycle is ending. And so take a step back. I think part of looking at the bigger picture is getting a different perspective, and that would be using your heart. You have 3 full moons in a row here that came out. So this is really... Oh, yeah, and then it's followed by 2 new moons. So it is definitely like this little progression. Okay, so you also have, and this is the full moon in Pisces card, which is this card right here. That's the same as that. That's a full moon in Pisces card. It says balance, spirituality, and practicality. And that's what that card's doing, right? It's got the practicality of the fox in the background, and you've got the spirituality of, using your intuition. And so once you've narrowed your choices down, then rely on your intuition. And that's followed by communication is the key. Now, this is the new moon in Gemini. The new moon in Gemini, the new moon coming up this month is in Taurus, so that is like a month away. And so it may take you most of the month of May to sort this all out. But I think you begin the process now, and I think that new moon in Taurus that comes up at the end of the week is about practicality. And so I think as you work your way into that, you get to where you need to go. And then come the new moon in Gemini will be time to start explaining or communicating what it is you're doing to other people. But I think now it feels like very much like this is about, figuring it out. And I think next month you start communicating it. And then we have the cardinal moon be bold and make the first move. And the cardinal moon will happen during Cancer. And it's a new moon lunar eclipse. So it will be bold and it will be time to stride through. And so I almost feel like, wow, Spirit's like laying out a 2-month plan for you. And so when I say that these next 6 to 8 weeks are really important in order to get something rolling, and it may be a creative project. It could very well have some kind of a creative aspect to it. I think this is a really big, powerful time for you. So start keeping a journal, start writing down your thoughts, start trying to figure out where it is that you want to go. Make sure that you are being active though, and because that for a fire sign is such a great way to get the creativity flowing, the thought process, so spend time, go for a walk in nature, run if you like to run, something active. If you like to swim, something active though that allows that frees your mind up, the higher mind up to work. And painting might do that for you, right? That's creative flow. Designing, creating something is a great way to open the doorway to allow Spirit to talk to you. So, okay. Woo, that was a lot. So on Wednesday at 6:24 in the morning, the moon moves into your sign of Aries. That's your first house. And this is the part where you start releasing what you've been resisting, what you've been holding back from. When you release, it could be an attitude, it could be a perception, it could be emotional baggage. I feel like I think it's a perception though. This looks like you have to find a new way of looking at things. I feel like you've gone through a tough cycle. This is the part where you recognize, okay, that cycle's over and I'm releasing the negative attitude about it. I'm releasing anything that's holding me back in any way at all. And that's where you find the peace. So when you figure out, when you release, when you let go, that's when you find the peace. And so the guidance on that, apparently this one wants to come too. Wow. You have sacrifice. You are a warrior, but it's asking you to release. Yes, you're willing to fight for whatever, but there's something here that instead of fighting, you need to sacrifice and release and let it go so you can have peace. And that's where your superpower will lie. Your power will come in when you realize that you can release that what's holding you back. So release the negative attitude, release the doubts, release the fears, whatever it is that's holding you back. When you let that go, that's when the peace comes in. And on Friday, the moon is still in Aries until 4:18 in the afternoon. And then it goes void of course before it moves into Taurus. So like 2 o'clock in the afternoon on Friday, the moon is void of course and somewhere in there. I didn't write down the time. But what's really cool about that is that's the pause you take and it falls on a Friday. And so if you can cut your day short on Friday and just kind of relax and kick back and not do anything super important, don't make any major decisions in the afternoon on Friday, I would hold off. Because you get the new moon that comes in at 6:45 p.m. on Saturday. So it gives you some time, you know. So sit down and just kind of release and let things go, and then maybe get up Saturday morning and write out your plan and get ready for that new moon. Get ready for that new moon. What do you want to bring into your life? What do you want to create? What means abundance to you? What makes you feel like this? All that abundance of emotional, mental, physical, financial, everything that you're looking for so that you could come out the winner. Whoops, winner. So, what do you need to do to bring that all in? How can you create that for yourself? And so when you get ready on Saturday morning, sit down and write out what you want, get ready to do your new moon intention. You can even do it Saturday evening. That's after the moon is new. That's probably even a better time. So if you want to take all day Saturday to kind of just be stirring up all these ideas and thoughts in your head and get ready to put them on paper. And then Saturday night, take them out in the light of the new moon, which is not a lot of light, but that's a really great time to burn it. And then because it's spring here in the Northern Hemisphere, what's really cool is it's planting season. So take the ashes from your ideas and use them in a pot and plant some seeds and grow some flowers or something that you can tend all summer long, just in a little pot. It doesn't have to be a big deal. You can literally use the pot to burn the intentions in. And just stir some soil in there and plant some seeds. You could do a whole beautiful new moon intention for yourself that way. In fact, I love it so much I'm going to do that. What a great idea. Thank you, Spirit. Okay, so you have obstacles and blocks are lifted. So yes, I think you've been jumping the hurdles, but you're going to come out the winner. Obstacles and blocks are lifted with this new beginning. So anything that you've been worried about, anything that you've been thinking, I'm just not getting anywhere, I can't seem to make this work, I can't seem to make this happen, I think that all changes and shifts for you and allows you to really start moving forward. I think there's a lot of really good positive things coming for you. Looks so good right now. And so I think there's this realization that you really can get where you want to go. I think you'll be able to see the vision. So that moon stays in Taurus all the way until here at Eastern Daylight Time. It's 11:40 p.m. It moves into Gemini. And so I'm really not going to discuss Gemini for the week. So this is really your first and your second house of self-esteem, self-value, self-worth that's going to be going on this week. And but I did want to, I have these ancestor and angel cards, and so it was kind of like earth and air mixture for Sunday, and I just wanted another card for you guys, and it says Stag, trust and thrive. So yes, you're going somewhere. You are definitely going somewhere. You know, you're going somewhere. I think it's a matter of figuring out where you want to go and how you want to get there. There's the spirituality and the practicality that you need to balance, and then, you know, communication of your ideas to somebody, and then get ready to launch. But now all this could happen this month. But the way the card's laid out, I kind of think it might be like 6-8 weeks. You know, from okay, decision to, you know, getting it underway. But it looks really good and looks really positive. So I'm excited for you. So let me give you, oh, my face is tingling. That's really good. All right, let me get you a color card for the week. Or two. Why not? You have strengthen your faith. That's that trust. That's that trust. And you have apricot. Oh, this card reminds me of my Aries friend that I have. Shout out to you, Jen. Apricot. Rejoice and laugh. Rejoice and laugh. She's the smiliest person I know, even when things are bad. So put a smile on your face, rejoice and laugh, and trust that the universe is definitely bringing stuff to you. It's coming. So it looks really good. All right. Thank you so much. If you're still with me, be sure to hit that like button. I will see you guys back here and for the weeklies, and check out the month of May video. I will attach it to this video. If you haven't already seen it, be sure to check it out. They were good. They worked really. I was impressed. It looks good for everybody. Like, it's like we got out of this really hard cycle, and now things are moving forward, and they're moving quickly. So you might want to check that out. All right. I will talk to you soon. You take care. Have some fun.